were definitely better. They were good, they're definitely better. Sashu Salin looks long. He's all right. Oh!
That's the 18-year-old EuroBasket 2025 sensation Miikka Muurinen, aka Slim Jesus. That nickname was given to him both by the fans and teammates. Partly because of his wiry frame, partly because of the swagger and savior-level hype he's carrying for Finnish basketball. And he's already taken the EuroBasket spotlight with some inhuman dunks and threes in the face of Nikola Jokic. Now for context, Muurinen is a 6'11 forward with a 7'2" wingspan. Physically, he is similar to guys like Jaren Jackson Jr. or Jonathan Isaac, but he moves like a wing. He runs the floor, goes up for crazy dunks, and blocks shots from impossible distances. Which is why the scouts are already projecting him as a 2027 top 10 pick. Since he's from Finland, it's also natural people have compared him to Lauri Markkanen, but as Lauri said, Muurinen is way more athletic.
He's really athletic. I don't think I was jumping that high, and I probably had the same energy as he has in practice and stuff, doing all the extra stuff, but he helps our team so much already with his length and athleticism.
At first, he got the scouts' attention at the U16 European Championship in 2023, where his stats were almost identical to Lauri Markkanen's at the same age, fueling the next Lauri talk in Finland. Then came his real breakout at the biggest AAU basketball stage, the Nike 2024 Peach Jam. He scored 21 points with 4 threes in the title game, carrying Brad Beal Elite to a championship and cementing his 5-star status. And in his senior national team debut at 17 during the Olympic qualifiers, even pulled up and drained a jumper right over DeAndre Ayton.
Muurinen got it by DeAndre. Now this could be a big move. Oh my lord! He just put the moves on Portland Trailblazers #1.
And now we get to the EuroBasket 2025. For those who haven't been following, Muurinen's been an X-factor for Lauri Markkanen's Finland, who for the first time ever made it to the competition semi-finals. And even though he's coming off the bench, Muurinen has delivered both clutch plays and viral highlight reel moments. So now I'll take a look at some clips that have the hype train rolling for Slim Jesus and break down his strengths and areas to improve. Before I do that though, make sure that you are subscribed and have the notifications on. We're not just covering the EuroBasket, but also make weekly videos on the NBA through an international perspective. Now, showtime. For an 18-year-old at his first EuroBasket, Muurinen is fearless when he goes inside, and a few plays really show that. Here, Muurinen finds himself wide open in the corner after an inbound for his very first attempt of the game. He misses, but his teammates scramble for the rebound, and he gets it back, driving inside for a tough layup against Sweden's center. On the very next play, Finland forces a steal. Muurinen sprints the floor, catches the ball around the block, Euro steps past the defender, and finishes with a dunk. Same thing against Great Britain. He's camped in the corner while Lauri Markkanen runs a slip screen up top, pulling all the attention. His defender gets caught ball watching, Muurinen takes off for a strong side backdoor cut, finishing with an open dunk. A moment like this shows that he can read the game already, move without the ball, and make himself dangerous. Another thing that jumps out is how often he punishes defenses on the offensive glass. Again, against Great Britain, Markkanen drives and draws the defense, leaving Muurinen free to slip inside. Nobody puts a body on him, and he skies in for a clean putback dunk. Again, against Lithuania, it's the same story. Markkanen misses a fadeaway midi, and Muurinen goes up over 6'6" Radzavicius. Simply put, if you don't box him out, Slim Jesus with his long arms and vertical is just going to outjump you in these situations. Where he really turns into a highlight machine though is transition. With those long strides of his, every break is a chance for something wild. He only played 3 minutes against Montenegro, but still found a way to leave a mark. Finland runs a fast break, Muurinen gets the ball at half court, takes 2 long steps straight into the defender, and still adjusts mid-air to finish the layup. Not the best of reads from Miikka here, but it really shows his fluidity and ability to adapt after the contact. Against Georgia in the quarterfinal, it's a 3-on-2 break. Markkanen's handling the ball while Muurinen is already signaling for a lob from half court. Lauri throws it up and Muurinen finishes with the reverse dunk. Then the Serbia game gave us probably the cleanest example of how quickly he covers distance. Finland secures the rebound and Muurinen is the first man flying down the court. Nobody gets back in time, he catches it in stride and throws down a two-handed dunk of 2 feet. Then there's this insane play against Lithuania. He reads a lazy pass, intercepts it, takes off in transition, and cocks it back for a ridiculous one-handed jam. And finally, the one that I started the video with might be the craziest. He contests a three-pointer, actually gets a finger on it, and then runs the floor, finishing with another cockback dunk.
He's all right. Oh!
At this point, I think it's clear he's adding extra flair on purpose, but whether he is or not, the result is the same. He looks like a walking highlight reel. Of course, another part that really gets the scouts talking is his defensive potential. With a 7'2" wingspan and explosive vertical, he covers ground in ways that really remind me of Victor Wembanyama. The Lithuania game gave us the best example. He blocked the same player 3 different times in 3 different ways. First, Radzavic's jab steps in the corner, thinks he's created enough space and pulls up. From a standstill, Muurinen explodes and tips it just at the release. Then the Lithuanian wing tries to drive after a behind the back move, gets a step on him, but Muurinen recovers with his insane reach and still somehow manages to block him from behind. Finally, Radzavic's goes back to the jumper, thinking he's safe on the weak side. Once again, Muurinen closes the gap and blocks it for the 3rd time. 3 different situations, same outcome. His length really changes the geometry of the floor. The one area to improve for him is definitely shooting. At the U16 Euros, he was putting up 8.5 threes a game and hitting 28%. So the confidence has always been there, but the accuracy, not so much. At the EuroBasket, he missed his first 6 attempts before finally hitting one. And the context matters here because it came against Serbia in an elimination game with Nikola Jokic sagging way off him in crunch time. Despite all the misses before, he rose up with no hesitation and drilled it to put Finland ahead. A minute later, Finland runs in transition. Micic loses his man on a cut, Jokic drops to help, and Muurinen is left wide open at the top. He buries another 3 right in Jokic's face. Even if the percentages aren't there, the fact that he'll take and make these shots at the biggest moments of the game tells everything you need to know about his confidence. Of course, he's still just 18. Another weakness right now is his decision making on defense. He bites on pump fakes way too often, which leaves the rest of the defense scrambling. Offensively, like I said, the jumper needs polishing, while physically, he'll have to keep adding muscle to handle pro-level strength. But none of that takes away from the fact that his tools, length, explosiveness, fearlessness are already showing up against grown men at the EuroBasket. That's why, even though he's still raw, he's such an exciting prospect. Now, despite being 2 years away from the draft, NBA insider Brian Windhorst reported that scouts are already labeling him as a future top recruit. And because of that, every top NCAA program is already knocking at the door. We're talking Duke, Kentucky, North Carolina, Michigan, Indiana, Arkansas, the whole list of blue bloods. He hasn't committed anywhere yet, but for the next year he'll finish high school, then go to college, and then the NBA. So yeah, the future is bright for Slim Jesus and the Finnish national team. Muurinen has the right mix of physical tools and confidence for the hype train to get rolling even faster. But let me know what you think. Do you see Muurinen as the next NBA superstar, or is the hype a little too much right now? Drop those thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for more EuroBasket coverage and more NBA takes through an overseas lens.